What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Scribe Gaming. I'm your man Scribe, and I hope you guys are ready for some GAC catch-up. We finished up round 2. Let's see if we make it into the final. Okay guys, so here's the board. We're up against a gentleman known as Darth OCP. When I began my attack run, he had already cleared one section and had taken a swipe at my fleets. You can see he's got JMK with Cat on the top wall, Phasma, Bosk and Slacker in the top wall as well. So 2 GLs up in the northern section, but he didn't finish there. Oh no, oh me, oh my. He also set his JML in the south. So he put all 3 of his GLs on defense with gas, with CLS. Well, yeah. Well, there you go. So he's deciding he doesn't want to clear a heck of a lot. Now, I've got 2 GLs on defense, guys. I've got my Ray and I've got my JMK on defense. So the chances of us full clearing here are slim. You can see that he's one-tapped my board here. This northern section didn't really have any tough teams. It's got my little joke of a Dadbod Boba team down there. That's not going to get a hold. I don't have the support characters from just yet, but we're working on it. And in the fleet section, he's already killed my Holdo, one-tapped that, and he preloaded the Executor. I have a feeling that he's not going to attack that again. So, let's get into the first battle. So for the first battle, guys, I decide all I need to do is actually clear down the south section and I'll probably win. So his big team that I need to take out here is the JML. Now, he is using the meta team in Arena, which consists of JKR lead with Watt, and he's got JML in there and something else that I can't remember. Now, because I've got so much on defense at the moment, I don't have a whole lot of hope. Yeah, he's got Basti and Jolie in there, so it's not the optimal team, but it's going to be enough to cause me issues because I just don't have the support for this. So I'm going in, and I'm not too hopeful that we one-tap, but I'm kind of hopeful that we will at least do enough to make the 2-tap completely easy and viable. So I'm just starting off by increasing his cooldown so he can't get his F-Lux off. There's no point in me F-Luxing against a JKR lead, guys, because they've all got that tenacity up and we're not going to land any ability blocks or anything like that. So if I could just delay his turn and wait for them to waste some of their tenacity up, as far as I'm concerned, I'll count that as a win. So we just keep working over here, trying to get some of the ultimate meter filled. We go out there for an F-Lux this time. We don't land the ability block on JKR, obviously, because he's immune to it, but we do gain some TM out of it. Now, I really should have spread with GMY here instead of calling in Ayla to assist. I should have got the foresight and the tenacity up to avoid that happening. So that was mistake number 1 there, guys. And already I'd say it's looking kind of hairy. I wanted to kill Watt pretty quick because I felt like if I can just kill Watt, at least the cleanup will be a lot more manageable. So I just go to focus down Watt. Maybe this wasn't the smartest idea. I don't know. We decided to heal up Yoda a little bit here and just keep going for Watt Temple. I also don't want him placing any additional text, to be honest, because that could really cause me some issues as well. For some reason, Watt just refuses to die, just flat out, even though he's got no health. So that caused me a little bit of anxiety. But there we go. We take out Watt. We lose our GMY. We nearly lose Ayla as well. But I know that I do have... we do have Jolie available to bring back our Yoda, so it's not all bad news. Get our F-Lux going. We only land the ability block on Jolie, which is, I found, kind of ironic, seeing as though he is, he's the one with the tenacity, and then they just rip us apart, and I'm like, well, that's really not good. We triggered Savior there on Jolie, and right now all I'm looking to do is just try to kill Revan. Can we please kill Revan? Because that would be really nice. Going after Jolie, obviously, to make sure that if we do have to multi-tap this, which looks incredibly likely, that at least we don't have to deal with Jolie trying to revive people as well. And this is where it just all goes to crap, guys, because between Revan passing that foresight and increasing cooldowns and his JML placing ability blocks on me and increasing my cooldowns, I just don't have the means to do this. I probably, in hindsight, should have just focused on Basta Lashan instead of constantly trying to get rid of Revan. I wanted to remove the leadership for a 2-tap, and I figured I might just be able to do it, but no, it doesn't go too well, unfortunately. As we see, if we just fast forward it and fast forward it, well, we end up losing in the end. Now, I'm not too fussed about dropping the battle here, guys. I know that he can't clear my section, and I'm still confident I can clear through the south. So, not all bad news. So, I decide to go ahead and use my Maul Mandos to clear this up. In hindsight, I probably should have used Imperial Troopers or something like that. They probably would have gotten the job done just as well, and more Mandos would have been better served for me elsewhere. But this, I still felt, was a pretty confident way to get this done. We've got so much damage coming out of these guys out the gate that I figured we shouldn't worry too much, you know, especially with the Frenzy coming out of Maul, giving us all these extra turns. So we just focus down Jedi Knight Revan, focus down Jedi Knight Revan, there we go. He's going to take his bonus turn, doesn't do anything. Keep focusing Jedi Knight Revan, because I just want to get rid of the leadership, I believe, at this point. I did contemplate whether going for JML would be worth it, but I figured no, we're probably better off killing Revan. Swapping over to Basti there just to work on some damage on her, I guess. And then I think I'm just securing the kill on Revan there. And then we just do the AoE here and get rid of Basti. No buffs. And then it's just a solo Jedi Master Luke. Now, he does still have a leadership, unfortunately, so he can cause us some issues. But overall, I feel like we probably have the DPS to just flat out deal with him. And we've got a decent amount of recovery as well, thanks to Barriss being there. And of course, we do have Armourer to start placing down Beskar armor on our allies. So, just focusing down on Luke, working through his protection. Kandris going absolutely ham, like he always does. There we go, we're looking pretty good. Unfortunately, GLs don't take any damage, really, from damage over times. And JML happens to be particularly tanky. This one's running all defense sets, so the damage I'm dealing per hit is just minimal. So just go for the basic here. I'm trying to build up to 5 stacks again of Enrage on Maul, or whatever it is. Just so that we can do those consecutive hits to constantly do more and more damage each time. Now, Watt is just constantly getting ability blocked, of course, so he's never going to place another tech, apparently. But, yeah, we're looking okay. We've only got 4 stacks right now, so I only do the basic here. I want to make sure that I've got all the damage I could possibly need going into this next phase. We just want to use all those stacks from Maul to get some really good damage kicked out. So, nearly there, coming up to Maul's turn now. And this is where we should start dealing some really good damage. Oop, this attack just does more and more damage each time you consecutively use it. So we're doing good, and this last hit, booyah, there we go. Dealt with him, got the cleanup done. That's the big trouble out of the way. Now, because the game plan, guys, is for us to just go ahead and clear the south section, I decided to go ahead and use CLS against his gas. Now, his gas isn't particularly strong. He's got a couple of Gear 12s in there, but you should never really underestimate gas, guys. You should always treat it with the respect he deserves. I like to go straight for gas at the start just to try and get him knocked down immediately. We don't mind feeding Terminator to 5s because that just means we get more counterattacks, which means we generate more TM. So the aim of the game here is just go straight after 5s. He's only Gear 12. And I figure we should be able to chew through this 5s pretty quick. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that this here would actually trigger the sacrifice from 5s. From Rex, sorry. I was like, really? The 5s was basically dead. So we triggered sacrifice, but it really doesn't matter, guys. We've got a lot of damage output here in our CLS team, so he's not really going to get an opportunity to utilize the additional stats that he's gained. So I think we just keep as we are for now. Didn't bother flipping it on round, simply because we don't need it, and I'd rather gain the extra TM for the time being. Yeah, there's the unfortunate stunned and dazed on our Chupio, which is obviously decreasing our damage output quite significantly. And then there's the daze on Chewie as well. So our damage right now is not what it should be, but there we go. We just go ahead and take care of the clone allies. Now it's just gas left. He's going after Chewie. We reduce his TM, not that it really matters at this point because he's going to be generating a heck of a lot of bonus TM. We stun him, pass around the evasion up even though gas can't miss on a basic and we can't crit him while he's alone, but you know, whatever. There we go, gas is dealt with. Sloppy, but didn't matter, we got the win, 58 banners. So just to add insult to injury, guys, we used CLS against his gas, so now we're going to use gas against his CLS. I thought it was rather poetic. So we go ahead, standard comp. It doesn't really matter what he does out the gate. If he stuns 5s, it's a little bit annoying. If he stuns Rex, it's a little bit annoying, but it really doesn't matter. My gas is very well modded, so he's got, like 10k offense and 140,000 protection, so he's pretty chunky. He's going to take all the punishment from this CLS team. We just like to focus down Chewbacca at the start, guys. If we get some stuns with Echo's grenade, fantastic. If not, not a big deal. And we just look to try and kill Chewbacca as soon as possible to get rid of that guard mechanic. After that, it's not so bad. I usually go after Han Solo next because he's got good DPS, but he also tends to be quite squishy. So let's look at Gas still standing after all these counterattacks. He's doing a great job. CLS does us a favor there by attacking Rex instead of going straight for CLS. Instead of going for Gas. We nearly take down Han there. He triggers our sacrifice, which I'm okay with. Just gives us a whole bunch of extra offense and speed, which is nice. And Gas stands back up, and we just start going to town. No more Han Solo. CLS is actually dazed, so he's not going to be counterattacking us, which is lovely. Good by CLS, and then it's on to Chupio. We've already passed the turret, so it's just a case of let's have some fun. GG, game over. And there we go, 58 banners again. Not great, but we don't need the banners. Next on the chopping block is going to be Mon Mothma, guys, so we're going to take in Traya, and we're going to throw in Wampa just to have a little bit of extra security. I don't feel like I particularly need it, but there's no point in throwing away battles if we don't really have to. So I decide to go in and add Wampa there just for some little added additional security. Usually Wampa will just get absolutely munched in the opening salvo, but if that means my Traya survives just a little bit longer, then it's all good with me. There goes Wampa straight out of the gate. Didn't really get much done, but he only needs to sort of hold off so they stop absolutely going ham on Traya at the get-go. Go ahead and drop some bombs here. We've got lots and lots of pain on the board right now, so Scion's going to be taunting quite a bit. They've nearly killed themselves, which is lovely. And soon enough, they're going to start dropping. Now, unfortunately, we already used the AoE, so we can't drop another big bomb and just kill everybody, but we can work on it one by one. Taking out those fools. Good, good, good. Looking pretty. Looking pretty. Let's go ahead and recover the protection, I think, by attacking Cara Dune with the special. There we go. Everybody's on very low health. Looks like Scion's going to have a field day now and just decide to carpet bomb the rest of these rebel fighters. Hopefully we can keep Traya alive. Oop. Bye, Biggs. Here comes the carpet bomb from Scion. Booyah. Easy win. 61 banners. And I think that actually opens up our back wall. Let's actually just check real quick. Did that reveal the back wall? I think that was the last team that they had there. Yes, it did. Okay, so let's see. What is on his back wall? He had a pretty tough front wall on both of his north and southern sections. So I'm not expecting much to come from his actual back wall section. But let's see. There we have it. We can see JTR and we can see Asajj Ventress. So I think it's safe to say that his back wall is going to be a bit of a doddle. Sure, JTR has got a lot of relic support, but those teams are not going to cause us issues. On to the next section. So, much to my disappointment, this gentleman did not set GG on defense. So I decided to use the Bad Batch against his Old Republic because I thought I might as well use them somewhere, and this is going to be the most useful place I think I can use them. Old Republic really isn't a problem anymore, guys. It isn't. A lot of teams can solo them, or at least get very good banners against them. I just figured I'd use these guys because I want to use my Bad Batch. I'd never get the opportunity to. So we just start going crazy. Obviously, Zalbar starts taunting immediately, but that's absolutely fine because, you know, he's basically perma-stunned the whole time, and everybody else around is just going to die from all the true damage that we start doing. It's a very, very easy battle, this one. Just focusing on Zalbar. Look at that true damage. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. Gear 11 Bad Batch are just the best of all the Gear 11 units. Oh, yes. Come, kill them. Yes. Good. Good. Yep, okay, it's looking good. Let's go ahead and just do this, and then we can go ahead and just shoot her in the face. Boop. Easy. High single fire damage there, guys. Next battle. Now that I basically secured the victory by clearing the southern section, or at least exposed it, and I know I can win, I decided to use the Jedi that I'd saved for his Slacker, because I assumed he was going to set Slacker on defense, so I go in with the tried and trusted Jedi Knight Revan counter. Now, mine is not modded for this, so it's a little bit hairy. Go ahead and pass over to Luke, get the mass stun off, and then we want to make sure that we've got foresight so we can dodge that swipe from Slacker. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put focus on Hux. That's to make sure that he doesn't do anything nasty. And then we pass the additional stats over to Luke. This part here, I think, is where we get a little bit unfortunate. We didn't land the ability block over there on Hux, and over here on Sith Trooper, I believe we actually missed one of our attacks on Sith Trooper, so we didn't actually kill him. We put him down into the sliveriest of red healths, which is just lets him start doing this, which is just so frustrating because it builds up Slacker's ultimate meter incredibly quickly. So I was very, very frustrated by that. I shouldn't have really used this ability. I should have used that on Slacker himself to give him the blind so he would have missed. But there we go. What can you do, eh? Go ahead and try and stun First Order Officer. Slacker goes into ultimate, which is usually a bad sign. But I'm figuring if I can just leave a lone Slacker, I would still be quite happy. I call in Hermit Yoda here just to get a little bit of extra heals, more heals, and then Ben is going to eat the swipe, which is great because he's taunting. And now we just got to hope to try and do any sort of damage we can. Call in Luke here just to do something. Luke does a basic. Here comes the big hit, unfortunately, and at this point I think, we're in danger. He goes ahead and stabs us, we counterattack, but then I'm like, oh, hang on. We might actually be okay here. Get the counterattack, and then we got a nice big repulse. Happy result with that. Yeah, it was only Luke left standing, guys, but still a one tap, and it gives me a slight sliver of hope that we can get the full clear still. I decide to go and take on his bounty hunters next, and the tried and trusted counter to bounty hunters is always going to be JTR, guys. She's just so useful in taking out bounty hunters. Now, this is with a Zam army, guys, so you do have to be incredibly careful here. Zam with the Omicron is just lethal. She passes so much additional speed, so much additional offense to the entire enemy team that it can go south very, very quickly, especially if that boss just immediately starts taunting. The only reason we're able to get out ahead of this is because of all the bonus TM gained from BB-8 and the fact that we're landing exposes, which is obviously passing us additional TM and dragging TM away from the enemy team. So I'm like, well, we need to kill that Zam to stop giving all those bonuses. Look at that. I mean, even Dengar's AoE there was doing 80,000 damage. That's pretty nuts if you ask me. And she is chunky. I decided to start hitting the proc in the exposes, guys, because that's just going to give us more TM, which is kind of necessary at this point. Django is obviously a terrifying, terrifying person to face when he's in high relics. He can do so much damage that we really want to get rid of him. Look at how chunky these guys are thanks to Zam. I was very fortunate that he didn't actually kill Resistance Trooper there, because he would have immediately regained his Bounty Hunter's Resolve. That's why I decided to, let's actually just kill Django, take him out. I stun Boba here because I don't want him executing. And then we try and stealth, and I realize, wait a minute, Dengar's there being an absolute butt munch, stopping me from stealthing. So, what can you do? I decide to keep focusing on BB-8, try and get the kill on Zam. Booyah, no more Zam, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Get the burn, get some exposes, and we're looking pretty now. We're looking pretty. So unfortunately, Boba Fett's probably going to take a turn right afterwards. Oh, not quite though. And booyah, Major Tom coming in absolute clutch. I'm surprised he's still alive, to be honest. He was down to red health at one point, but we Uno reversed that one. And then it's just Dengar left, being the banner sniper that he is. Keep on calling in BB-8 here. We want to try and see if we can get to another Illuminated Destiny. But Major Tom sees to the end of the battle there. 59 banners. I'll take it. It's all right. So I decide to keep focusing the south section now, secure that full clear. We're going in with Empire against this JTR. Now, I was hoping that we should be able to outspeed, but that was a fast R2-D2. So I pass it over to our girl, Mara Jade. And she nearly gets stunned there, which could have gone wrong. And they kill Palps. I'm like, ugh, god damn it. And I was almost thought for a moment we were going to get TM rolled. But as soon as we took our turn with Vader, it's like, okay, we're okay. Mara Jade over there, casually sitting at 100% turn meter, but not taking a turn, is something that we love to see. And at this point, we're like, okay, yeah, we've won this. Sure, we lost Palps, but end of the day, we just care about getting that clear, don't we? That's all we care about. I was like, let my RJ take a turn. God damn. God damn. You're no fun sometimes, Ray. Going after R2 and definitely fracturing that JTR because we don't like her. She's mean. JTR is very mean, guys. Vader throws a wet noodle at JTR. She dodges even though she's fractured. She's plot armor in its purest form, I guess. And there we go. We got the win, 58 banners. Sloppy on banners today, guys. Alrighty, so we got some Night Sisters to deal with, and I decided, you know what, we might as well just use the Bounty Hunters. Let's try and get something done, hey? The Bounty Hunters I don't feel like is actually going to have any issues with this. I didn't mind wasting that first AoE on Zombie, because we might as well just clear off the taunt. And then it turns out she's actually the weakest target. I'm pretty certain we still AoE here, because we like to get those ability blocks. And let's see, what do we go for here? Just an AoE burn, that's fine. Calling in Grief here to get the double tap. Working towards Contract, although realistically we probably could have killed this team without even triggering Contract. Do we Uno reverse here, try and get some of that recovery going? Daka bites it. Time to taunt Bosky. Yes, let's go. Don't bother hitting Night Sister Zombie. No point now. Yeet! Daka's not coming back, and neither is the Night Sister Acolyte. And then there's a mass assist. Bap-de-bap. Zombie has really seen better days. Don't know why I executed Zombie. Probably just to add insult to injury at this point, guys. Need I mention, I was a couple of drinks in at this point, which is usually the case. What better way to GAC than without sobriety? 64 banners. Easy clear. So we decide to go in against his Phasma lead First Order now, and I go with Farm Boy Luke lead at Gear 8, alongside my Relic 3 Nest. Now, Nest deals pretty handedly with this team, guys, simply because, you know, there's a lot of assists on this enemy team, and all those advantages that they're passing all the time is just going to be constantly increasing my crit damage on my Nesty Poo. So she's just going to go ahead and counterattack these guys to death. Obviously, there's a few things to consider, guys. Don't do this if you can't get away with being too tenacious to stun. And certainly make sure you focus down First Order Executioner as a priority, because that guy will be stacking damage, much like you. So here's the threat, really. So whenever you can, make sure you go after the Executioner. We like to try and stun him with Nest's first special when we have the opportunity. Right now we're doing okay, but it could obviously easily go the other way at any point. He's gaining that max health. We don't want that. We don't want that. Big stun on Executioner. Yep, lovely. Like to see it. Come on, let's keep going. Keep going, Nesty, come on. She's ramping. She's ramping. Let's go, Nest. Oh yes, nearly killed the pilot there. Oh, got another expose on him. He nearly kills us, but we're okay. We're okay. That's what you got to worry about, guys. You got to worry about that First Order Executioner coming in with an untimely attack when you haven't built up a bunch of bonus health or bonus protection. Once he's gone, it's really not an issue. I think we just go after the First Order TIE pilot now. And I think at this point we probably could have just put auto, but you know, I think we just go for it anyway. Oh yeah, there's the auto. Just left with OG Kylo, who obviously can be annoying, because he also stacks a bunch of damage. But I'm still feeling okay about this at the moment. We're recovering all the health that we lose with each basic, so just boop. Yeah, doing about 18,000 damage. Well, we didn't crit that time. Try and stun. Killed him. There we go. So we lost some banners for not having Farm Boy Luke, of course, but, you know, 64 is still good. And that is actually where we ended the game, guys. I didn't really have anything left to deal with JMK Cat. I threw a few teams at him just to see if I could maybe take out a couple of units, but nah, not with what I had left, unfortunately. But our opponent really couldn't clear any more of the board. He had set way too much on defense, so he obviously had no intention of actually clearing the board at all, which is a bit of a shame. I like to feel like there should be a goal, you know? He took 2 swipes of my Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron, didn't even touch the Darth Revan, and didn't even touch the 2 GLs in the southern section. So that actually puts us at, what, like 14-0 now in the new format, which is great. We're going through to the finals, and hopefully we'll be able to secure a win there. I will see you all, guys, next time. Peace out.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.